little simple phrase we'd like you to repeat with us. It goes like this. There's no one else. There's no one else. There's no one else. There's no one else like you. There's no one else. There's no one else. There's no one else. Come on, sing it out. There's no one else like you. There's no one else. There's no one else. There's no one else. There is no one else. There's no one else like you. There's no one else. There is no one else. There's no one else. There's no one else. No one else like you. There's no one else like you. Come on, praise it tonight.
And I thought I dreamed the biggest dream. You said, a dream bigger. And I saw the change your love can bring. You said, it gets better. This life I live is not for me. You said, I come follow. With you I can't do anything. You said, you're so simple. And the church bells will ring out then we shout in the day. The message you have for us is take outside these walls. So I won't let my faith die. I let my light shine 24/7. You are my light. You're more than Sunday morning. More than tradition, it's our mission. Stained glass, turning mirrors as we reflect your light into the world. But they won't listen unless we're living the truth we know inside. And your love is alive, we'll make it known. And the church bells won't ring out again, we'll shout in the day. The message you have for us will take outside these walls. So I won't let my faith die, let my light shine 24/7. You are my life, you're more than Sunday. It's our mission. Stay glass, turn mirrors as we reflect your light into the world.
Welcome to the Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions podcast with Brent Bailey. And at the tech booth, Jody Cook-Bailey and Luke Cardiel. We are growing our circles of connections and knowledge together with encouraging conversations and positive communications. And now, Brent Bailey.
And it's a great, wonderful Monday. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions. You know, one of these days you're going to get used to me saying Happy Monday because it's going to get to be a happy Monday for you. You know, so many folks have those dreaded starts to the week. Oh, here we go with another one. But you know what? That's what this podcast is all about. We are here to try and bring you some happiness and some joy and a little energetic positivity into the mix today. And so that's what Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions is all about. So I'm so excited to have with me over at the podcast booth today, Jody and Luke. And they are here. And It's a little bit, if anybody's got a right to get down, we do. Because we
Yeah.
don't have any air conditioning in here
No,
right now.
we don't.
And Luke is not helping anything with the,
No, I'm
the
not.
beanie on.
I did talk him
But I
into
think-
taking that off.
I think it's
like-
to soak the sweat up, right? Is that what
I
it
had
is?
totally forgotten. Like I would
Well, you
not have
probably
worn
thought.
this. I would not have worn this
Yeah,
if I
you-
would have remembered.
We thought it would be fixed by now.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
supposed
you said this morning, right?
Well, that's what they told us. Let me tell you what happened. As many of you know who follow the show, we have just moved into a new home, and we use one of the rooms in the house as our studio. And while we were sitting around, we noticed over the weeks it's slowly but surely just getting a little warmer and a little warmer. And so we'd crank it down a little further. Friday, or was it Saturday?
It was Saturday.
Saturday, it just gave up the ghost.
How do you sleep?
Well,
Do you
it's-
guys sleep in here?
No.
Yesterday, we went and bought a couple of those portable air conditions,
Yeah.
and thinking that would solve it. And our room is wonderful. You can hang
Yeah.
meat in there.
I was going to say.
Our
room was
bedroom is
cold.
great. But this other one has to kind of rotate between rooms. And so, yeah, it's doing it better. It's cooler in here than it is out there. But
It is.
if anybody had that's what I'm saying. And we're still deciding to be positive and energetic today. So join us today in being positive
Yes.
and energetic, because we got a great guest for you today. Today, we are going to be bringing on some of the voices of your childhood,
Yeah.
depending on when you grew up. She is a legendary voice actor out of Hollywood. She has done so many famous voices. I've got Katie Leigh that's going to be on the program with us today, and she's
Excited.
absolutely just one of the most talented people you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
And I'll get into that in a few minutes. So what's going on in the country today? We got lots of things going on today, and
Yeah, lots of
And
things.
so let's jump into it, shall we?
Yeah.
All right.
So, well, I don't. Oh yeah, there is a food. National Strawberry Cream Pie Day. So we got to start off with the food, right?
I think we're starting to get desperate for the reaching of.
First off,
But
what is a strawberry cream pie? Like, what?
You know, there's
strawberries, whipped cream,
whipped cream.
on pie crust. Have you really never had
So
it?
it's just whipped cream?
No, it's
It's-
whipped cream, and strawberry
It
filling.
is. It
and-
is. Yeah.
Have you really never had
That
it before,
sounds
Luke?
weak.
Oh no, it's
A
good.
week. It depends on how you
It's really
make it.
good.
Yeah. So that's
Folks
the
out there
food.
that are going to help us, this young fella that has not experienced strawberry cream pie.
No.
So I can just go buy a pie crust,
If
fill it
you
up
would-
with whipped cream, and put strawberries on it, and that's it.
No.
no. You
It's
need
strawberries
to-
and stuff, and then the whipped cream goes on top.
Oh, okay.
So it's the strawberries and the filling on top of the pie crust.
Right.
That would sound better if
And
it
then the
had
whipped cream
meringue
on-
on top.
Wait, okay,
Well, you
that's
can
the
do
same
that
thing.
too. Yeah. It's still the
Meringue,
same.
whipped cream, whatever you want.
Okay.
Just some
Yeah.
kind of creamy substance.
Yeah.
Put
But
some
it's really good.
some
It's
sour
very-
cream.
Okay, no.
No, definitely not sour cream.
No. See, you've done no.
Some people use sour
That's
cream
the
in desserts.
incorrect
definitely. But I don't think that would work.
So-
Cheesecake? Oh, no, wait, what's
Well,
what
there
is
are
it?
see, there is strawberry cheesecake.
Yeah.
There is strawberry
most
cheesecake,
people know
yeah.
cherry cheesecake, but no, it's not the same thing.
No. National Good Neighbor Day.
All right. I
Yeah.
wonder if anybody told anybody in our neighborhood because.
Well, no.
I
don't
hope
know.
I'm a good neighbor.
No, they're.
I hope
wonder
you
if
are
I'm
too.
I wonder if I'm a good neighbor. Everybody's afraid of my dog, even though they have nothing to be afraid of.
You know, there's that.
He doesn't bark.
This would be a
That's good.
prime spot to have State Farm sponsor the program.
Absolutely.
Like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there.
Oh, don't say it too loud. You're gonna summon them.
It's true.
Yeah, no.
They'll be standing right here. So,
But I don't know if it's to say I was a good neighbor, but I did stop and talk to one of our neighbors.
oh, sure. We always do.
Yeah.
Those State Farm commercials make me think of, when you're a little kid and you go in the bathroom, you turn off the lights and you look in the mirror. You know what I mean? And you say one of the names
Yeah,
like
we
3
can't.
times.
Now listen, we can't joke about that because Peyton got in
No.
trouble for doing that at school the other day. Pastor's kid summoning Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
I was
it.
like,
You gotta say
YouTube.
Exactly. Thank you.
Those were the only seances that you
TikTok.
had when you were a kid, right? I'm gonna summon Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay to summon State
How
Farm.
did we get on that?
Jay from
Oh
State
yeah, because
Farm?
it's Good
State
Neighbor
Farm.
Day.
Yeah, and they just show up, right?
It's Good
Yeah,
Neighbor Day.
you say the jingle,
It's
then you
kinda-
summon them.
All right,
Exactly.
let's move on.
Let's
All right,
move
come
on.
on, move on. What else is going on today?
National Beer Drinking Day.
Well, there are plenty of folks out there that we know that would really be partaking of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
Is that
don't drink too much.
Yeah. Keep,
Do not.
You know
stay
what?
responsible.
Let
do
me
not
say-
do it in excess.
Today is also National Sons Day.
I
Did
thought
you
that
know
was
that?
Yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
I mean,
know that. I will
it's
say this.
this week.
We
People are
missed.
celebrating a
We
week.
missed Friday on the program. We missed National
National
Daughters
Daughters
Day,
Day.
and your mother made sure to let me know
sure.
that.
Yes.
That you did not get this one, and I
Yes.
know she's watching right now. So
Yeah.
I'm making reparations for this and saying
Happy
we
National-
missed it on Friday, and she wanted to make sure all of her daughters knew how much she loves them and appreciates them.
Absolutely.
But then I guess
We
was
love
it
her
yesterday
too.
or was it today? This
It-
National
I
Sons
think
Day.
it was sometime during the weekend.
Well, so we missed
But-
that one too, and
but
so we
National
have.
Sons Day.
I'm a son. Luke's a son.
Son. You're an
And I
only
have
son.
sons.
I am an.
I'm
only.
an only son as well.
So
oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
I've just got all sisters.
So I guess we need to throw a party for our children, our sons.
Oh yeah, yeah. You've got only sons.
well, anyway, so it was Happy National Sons Day.
Yes.
On Sunday, I guess. Anyway,
And then today is also National Family Day, which last night we were like, let's spend time as a family.
all right. Now, listen, we're not big on promoting a lot of movies and things like that, unless the guest is going to be on the program.
Right.
But we watched last night Enola Holmes.
Yes.
Now, I'm not here to make a political statement about Netflix.
You're right.
Okay, I don't want to get into that. I don't even want to talk about that right now. I don't agree with cuties, or I don't support cuties.
Right.
Please don't even
Absolutely
start there.
not.
Okay, I think it's terrible what they did. But Enola Holmes is amazing.
It's fabulous.
It is a great family movie.
Yes.
It's about Sherlock Holmes' little sister with
11, right?
Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown.
And Henry Cavill as Sherlock. It was fantastic.
And other, known actors.
It was clean.
And actresses.
It was
Yeah.
great.
It was so
It
good.
was adventurous. If you like Sherlock Holmes, you'd love this movie. It was
Yeah.
just a great.
So we were like,
And so we spent Family Day.
we did.
So
In
is it in the universe of Sherlock?
It's not.
I'm
I think
kidding.
they're
I'm kidding.
setting her up for her own series of movies because
Yeah.
it's a series of books.
Oh, okay.
Because
Enola
at
Holmes
some point,
books.
she's going to have to grow out of.
Well, I think that's kind of where it starts.
Yeah.
At. She's 16 years old. She's
Yeah.
becoming a young lady.
Yeah.
But you can tell that it's set up for other.
Yeah.
She's on her own now and not living at home. And
So good.
It was
Yeah.
a great movie. It's clean. It's good. So if
Watch
you can,
it.
if you
If
don't
you're
have
okay with
Netflix
that.
anymore, and that's totally understandable if you aren't, and you can find it somewhere else, do it. It's a great movie to watch.
Yeah.
It's outstanding.
It was really good.
All right, let's move on to something else real quick.
Yeah.
Tuesday. Do you know it's National Coffee
I
Day?
was just going to say National
Tomorrow is
Coffee.
National Coffee Day, and there are plenty of places that are going to be giving away
I should have known
free
you would have
coffee,
known
which Luke has got the best coffee right there.
I also do. It's kind of messy, but
Yep.
this is also from.
Listen, we're Wawa
Wawa.
drinkers here.
Yeah,
Wawa coffee is the bomb, yo.
They got the
It's been a
best
long
creamer.
morning.
Those of you folks that are on the West Coast or the Midwest that don't have access to Wawa, you're missing
We're
out.
sorry.
They really are.
So, you can go to Dunkin' or some of these other places to get your free coffee on
Yeah.
Tuesday, but it's coming tomorrow, so make sure that you're ready for
Yeah.
it.
So we
Tuesday.
figure Preston will be waking you up
Waking
in the
up
morning
with
saying,
his, like,
"Mom, I'm a
Dad, can you
dad.
put IV in?
Right? Let's go to Wawa
Today.
right
Like-
now."
Preston
When
is a 45-year-old man.
When I go back to Oklahoma,
Yeah.
and Quick Trip is great. Don't get me
It
wrong.
is.
Yeah,
Quick
it
Trip's
is
But
really
it's
fantastic.
not Wawa.
It's not.
It's not Wawa.
No.
Wawa has elevated the convenience store gas station game.
Yes,
took it to a whole
they
nother
have.
level.
Well, their philosophy is we're not a convenience store. We're not a gas station. We're a deli that
That
just happens to
happens to.
serve gas.
Yeah.
And sell gas.
And now they sell GNC products.
They do.
Which
It's true.
I
You
think
can pick
is
up your
hilarious.
multivitamins or whatever. We're doing a lot of product placement today.
We are.
Here's
Come
something
on.
else to keep in touch. Today, IHOP is introducing the iHoppy Hour with $5 meals.
Wow.
So you go to IHOP at five.
iHoppy.
It's instead of the Happy Meal or a Happy Hour, they have the Hoppy Hour.
Man, these restaurants really have to be hurting right now.
Well, but you know
Yeah.
what? What a smart thing to do to
Yeah.
get people in the door. We're going to give you a select menu for $5 because we know a lot of people are going to be budgeting right now, and so they're doing $5 meals. And let's see if there's a time. There's no alcohol. So I didn't even know IHOP had some that serve alcohol, but evidently they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, neither
No,
do I.
this is not alcoholic beverages. Okay, it's every day from 2 o'clock in the afternoon to 10 p.m. There are $5 and $6 entrees, $3 snacks and sides, and beverages are $1.
Man,
That's not bad.
brilliant.
For IHOP.
Come on.
Way to think of the American family right there. That's amazing. I know, in the fall and coming up towards Christmas, they let kids under a certain age eat free after 4.
Yeah.
So IHOP
it's
is doing their best.
Good
so thank
job,
you for
IHOP.
IHOP.
So it's family day, go to
Take your
IHOP, get
family.
some strawberry cream pie.
And then put your kids to bed, and then you can have your beer.
We don't condone, or we don't. Whatever you do, it's up to you. All right.
Yeah, we're not in favor or against.
Okay. All right. Let's get on
let's
with
move
it.
on.
I'm so excited today to have with us on the program the voice that raised the millennials. This young lady is one of the premier voice actors in Hollywood. She has done so much with. And there she is on the screen, warming up.
Hey, you guys! Hey, boys! What are all these boxes about?
She's been a voice to characters in Lego Star Wars. She's been Richie Rich.
I'm Katie
Here, I'll
Leigh.
just let her
I'm a
speak for
voice
herself.
actress. And I do the voice of Sunni Gummi and the Gummi Bears. Thank you, Gruffy. I do Honker Muddlefoot's voice in Darkwing Duck. I did Rowlf the dog in the Muppet Babies.
Wow.
I was in My Little Pony. I was Richie Rich, Dumbo in Dumbo's Circus. I'm Dumbo. I even did the prince in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Whoa! Now that's huge. That right there is humongous.
I graduated high school, and I was working, and that's when I got the feedback that I sounded like I was 12. I honestly did not know I sounded young.
Well, there you go. So
I got
those are just some of the characters that she's played, and she's now moved on into directing cartoons and voice things. She's been the voice of Adventures in Odyssey. She's the oh my gosh, I can't remember the character's name now. I think she's the main character on the show. She's been in that since its inception, and she is just an absolute incredible talent and one of the nicest people I've ever met. I want you to welcome to the program today, Katie Leigh. Hi, Katie.
Hello.
Are you there where the magic happens? Is that where you do all your work?
Is
right
this? Yeah, this is where we do a bunch of stuff. Yeah, it's funny because I'm seeing myself in 2 different images, and it's kind of reversed. And I could never, I was never a cheerleader, or what are those other people that march in high school?
Majorettes, I believe, is the right word.
No, Jody knows. Not the cheerleaders. Drill team.
Oh, the drill team. They threw the rifles and things like that around.
Yeah, I couldn't. I'm not coordinated, so seeing myself backwards and delayed is like freaking me out. I'm Connie Kendall's voice.
That's
on
it. I could not. That slipped my mind, and I
can
couldn't.
tell you're a huge fan.
Now listen. The older I get, the more special those things mean to me. But at the same time, I don't get to watch as much children's programming as I used to. So and listen to it. That one's a radio show. So see,
that's a radio
I know what I'm
program.
doing. So
I have to shout out to Verite Entertainment. They made that video at their studio, and they did such a nice
They
job.
did.
I was so tickled and blessed, and it was very nice. It's
Well,
a nice little video.
let's get into a couple of things. First of all, you're known as kind of the voice that raised the millennials, and you've done just about everything. But how has let's start with the serious stuff, then we'll get to the fun stuff. How has COVID affected your work right now? Have you been able to continue working through the entire thing?
Yeah, pretty much. As you can see, I have my own studio here, so I kind of had a leg up when COVID hit. A lot of actors who are just strictly used to going to studios had to build their studios, throw something together. So I'm lucky that way. I was prepared. And I have clients I have on my own as well, but there are a couple studios that pulled it together, so I have been going into work too. There's one studio, Mark Rowlf's studio, have to say is pretty neato. They have the microphone on hydraulic, so the engineer doesn't have to come into the booth to raise or lower the microphone. So that's
Wow,
sort of nifty.
they're doing everything they can to keep
They're
everybody
doing
safe. That's
everything
awesome.
they can. You don't even touch the toilet. You just wave your hand above the tank and it flushes. So, you know, it's a toddler's dream come true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they go and put the little things in there that float so you can? I don't know. I wouldn't know about that. You're a lady, so if it's a toddler's dream, see, we had boys, so we put little Targets, Cheerios, things
Oh yeah,
like that
I did
in there,
that.
so that
I
you
did
can.
that
Yeah.
with my sons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you've been working through the whole thing.
That is serious. Very
this is-
serious question.
Yes, it is. It is, and we've taken it straight to the toilet. So, so you worked through the entire thing, and that's great. What's your current? What are you working on right now? Can you let us in on any of that?
As you mentioned, I started directing, and I can't believe we have more episodes to do for the show called Chi Chi Love. That's on YouTube. So I have 3 episodes to direct tomorrow and the next day. So I'll go into the studio. They clean everything as one actor leaves. They do all that. So some shows I'm dubbing. There's another one that I'm a voice on called Shimajiro. I don't know if it's on yet, but that one and another show, I actually am in this booth at home and I can see the cartoon because it's dubbed, and I can dub it from here, which is amazing technology.
I mean, I just can't even imagine what in that much detail. I just can't even imagine how long that takes.
Well, if you're good at it, it doesn't
Well,
take
okay,
that long.
all right, and so that gets us to this question: how long have you been doing this, and how in the world did you get into it?
I've been doing it about 40 years, and
Wow.
After I graduated college, I spent a year working at a production house, and then started doing this full time.
And what was your first character? Do you remember?
The first cartoon I worked on was Mork and Mindy cartoon.
Are you serious? I used to
yeah.
I watched that growing up. I was
Really?
Saturday
Well,
mornings.
I did.
Him and
they-
Fonzie had a show right back to back with each other on Saturday mornings.
Possibly. Yeah, I don't know. I got a part on the show, and I was so excited. I thought I was going to be a regular. I thought I was going to meet Jonathan Winters and Robin Williams, and none of them were there when I went to do my job. It was at Hanna-Barbera. That's no longer there anymore. And I told my boss, and she said, well, if you're going to be working on a cartoon, you can't work here anymore. So she let me go. And then that was the only episode I was in.
Oh, no. And do you
but
remember
luckily-
what character was it? Don't remember?
I don't know.
It was very
I think
memorable.
It was a kid. It was some, you know what? I should look it up because now we have the internet,
True.
the webs.
That's true.
And I can probably find that out. But,
That's so cool, though. And so then you've gone on to be on. Now, obviously, one of the larger cartoons you did was Muppet Babies.
Mhm.
What a huge hit that was! Saturday morning, straight up cartoon right there.
Yeah, it was a huge blessing. I'm a huge Jim Henson fan, a huge Muppet fan. I watched the Muppets all through college. I mean, Sesame Street while I'm ironing. I just love all that. And luckily, I did a cartoon before that called Dungeons and Dragons that was directed by the same director. And he happened to tell me about the auditions, and I went berserk. And for the first time, only time ever in my life, I called my agent and insisted I be at the auditions. And I rented a Muppet movie and tried to figure out whose voice I could do, and it's like one of those things where you just feel like I can do this and I want to do this, and I got cast, and
Yeah,
it was
and that show
so
was
exciting.
that was a huge show.
Yep, it was totally far out.
As Baby Rowlf. All right, so then you also have. I saw you were talking about it there. The voice of the little Maharaja in the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. That when I read that you were the voice of that, first of all, I didn't even know that it was voiced over. And secondly, to say that I knew a person who was actually in, because that's my favorite movie franchise of all. I mean, the Indiana Jones, number one. How in the world did that come about?
That was an audition. They were trying to match his voice, and I think it was an audition. It was a long, long time ago, but I'm pretty sure I auditioned for it, and as a voice match. But it's a really strange story. As a matter of fact, if you go to my website, KatieLeigh.com, I think there's a link to an interview. There was a radio DJ in England just a few months ago, maybe about 6 months ago, and that's his favorite movie too. So he was searching for the little Maharaja, and so obviously the guy who played the Maharaja actually lives in Chicago and works for the Federal Aviation Commission now.
Wow.
But I did meet him over Skype once, so he was looking for him, and then he found out that I did his voice, and he found me, so we did a radio show about it. But it was such a strange situation because, I went to the studio, and I'd done a lot of post-production before, so I knew where I was going, and I knew the studio, and I knew the engineer, and I got in, and her name was Charlene, and I said, so what are we doing? And she said, I don't know. Do you know? I said, no. Did Spielberg tell you why we're revoicing this guy? No. Can you get him on the phone? No, he's in England or something. What should we do? Well, so at that point, we decided the best thing would be just to try to copy his performance as closely as possible and not change anything. And perhaps a lot of times we do post-production because the track is, they record scenes with everybody there, so there might be noise, it's not a track that they can isolate and treat the way they want to. And so that's what we did. I only saw the black and white print when we recorded
Wow.
it. And when we do it, I only saw my lines.
So you didn't have any
I had
sneak
no
peek of the
idea.
story or not? Okay.
No, not really. I mean, we did we did all the lines, and they go, oh, there's some more, and then all of a sudden I see I'm in a cave, like poking a voodoo doll, and like, okay, whatever. And I'm not a big fan of icky stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I never
And that
went
one
to
is
the
pretty
show.
okay.
I never. Well, because then everybody, when it came out, they're like, "Oh, this movie is like this dinner table scene, and they're eating monkey brains," and I'm like,
Yep.
"Ew,
Yeah.
ew, yuck."
Yeah.
Well, one day, I'm making this. This is a really interesting story. I think back in the day when we had department stores that sold TVs. I was in the department, and I think I hear my voice. And I look over. The first time I ever saw that scene was playing on a TV at like
50
Bob
TVs.
Bay Company or something. Yeah. And I'm watching, and then I finish my lines, and then it pans to the dinner table. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in that scene. That is so weird. So that's when I saw.
And it's like baptized by fire because there's like, you can't look away. There's so many different TVs in places like that's awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, that was it. It was just me and the engineer, and we did the best we thought we were supposed to do at the time. It was very strange. Later, I did meet Spielberg though, because I revoiced in The Color Purple. There's a scene where Oprah goes home and she has a couple kids.
Yeah.
And I revoiced one of her
Oh man.
kids. So for Temple of Doom, yes. What did I say? I too have heard the rumors of the terrible Thuggy cult. I can assure you it will never happen again in my kingdom.
That's. I mean, when I heard that, I pulled it up on YouTube to find that scene and watch it and go, because you couldn't tell. Sometimes you see Goldfinger or some of these older movies that have voiceover where somebody you can tell. That one was spot on. So.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And Color Purple, I had like a couple lines, but Spielberg was there for that.
Oh man,
he was
that's
there
so.
for that.
And so, what was it like working with Steven Spielberg? Is he intense?
Quick? No,
Oh.
I don't know. It was fine. I said, I'll tell you, I always want to say something nice to somebody.
Sure.
And I wasn't a big fan of a lot of his movies, but I
Okay.
realized a movie that I really did love is Sugarland Express with Goldie Hawn, and that
Okay.
was a Spielberg movie. So I pulled that out of my hat and said, how much I love that movie.
That's so cool. All right, so let's move on to Lego Star Wars, because that's another one that really kind of blew me away. You were the voice of Han Solo, or Ian, as he was known in the.
Yes,
a
the
young-
Padawan Menace.
the
It was a
Padawan-
Cartoon Network special.
Yeah, it was also a DVD Blu-ray that they gave away when you purchased a toy, and of course
And
boys.
you get a little Lego.
My boys have the DVD, and one of these days when we're together, I'm going to have you sign that.
I will do that. I do that at conventions. I usually have a couple of them with me if anybody wants them. It's so obscure, not too many people. But that's so awesome. You actually own it.
Well, yeah,
don't
we
you
purchased.
love when he says to Yoda, "Are you wearing any underwear under there?"
Yes, and see, that's the thing I appreciate about almost all of the Lego entertainment is the kids are going crazy over it, and the parents are sitting back laughing just as hard, because it kind of is written for both, parents and
pretty
kids.
funny.
So, yeah.
It's pretty funny.
So, Katie, you've just done so much, and you've worked for some of the biggest names, but yet some of the great parts about you, and what time that we got to meet you and spend some time with you, is that you really have a good relationship with Jesus. And I know that in Hollywood, that's almost like, don't talk about that, but you're kind of unashamed of it.
Yeah, well, you know what? At the beginning, when I first really committed my life to the Lord, I didn't, there was so much commotion in the 80s, like Dungeons and Dragons was like, oh, the most horrible thing.
Yeah.
Cartoons were evil. I went through a lot of angst and soul searching and what should I do? And it was an evangelical church. I used to take my Bible to work with me. I'm sure I put off a lot of people. But then one day, I think God just revealed to me. Jenny, Jody's sister, she always says downloaded. So I feel like maybe God downloaded this. He said, it's not my job to preach to anybody, but my truth is my truth. And if I just speak from, my I statements and share things, nobody's going to argue with me. And I don't have to wear my faith on my sleeve. I can just be me. And when I let go of trying to figure out, how am I supposed to be around the church when they might think I'm Satan, voicing, promos for the Care Bears. And if... I'm sorry. I'm just being honest.
No,
That's
hey, listen,
me.
listen. You're speaking our language, so go ahead.
And then when I'm with my friends, I mean, they used to they'd swear. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I wish you wouldn't, but
Yeah, sure.
Whatever. That's the way it is. You don't have to change for me.
Mm.
And I really hope that I'm more hoping that Jesus thinks I'm his friend than me being friends with him.
That's so cool. That's so cool. And then in this time, with so many people have just had such a rough 2020 so far, I just wanted to just give you a moment to just say something encouraging to everybody that, you've done a lot and you're still doing a lot. But what would you say to somebody who's really just trying to get by out there?
Yeah. I've gone through some rough times in my life too. And including having a spouse, not my current one, be incarcerated. So I kind of know how it is to be a single parent and try to wondering how things are going to happen. And I really think my faith is what got me through, reading scriptures. There's so many scriptures that are encouraging and reminding us that God is there and really, really taking one day at a time. I think we have control over our attitudes. Well, you see my little sign behind me here. I mean, we can always look at, it sounds really trite. I don't like to say the glass half empty and full, because a glass is a lot of stuff, but one thing at a time. And, what really helped me, and this sounds, the thing is, there's things we can control and things we can't control. So you have to figure out what can you control and what can't you. What you can't control, you give to the Lord. You just turn it over, give it to him. And then the serenity prayer, if one knows the whole serenity prayer, it says living one day at a time, enjoying each moment at a time. I'm going to forget the rest. Goodness gracious. Enjoying one day at a time, enjoying each moment at a time, accepting hardship as a pathway to peace. And I think that, asking, what can I learn from this? What can I do? How can I serve people? How can I not look at my own stuff? And whenever I get down, I have this little, it's an acting exercise that you look around and find 10 things that are positive, 10 things you're thankful for. If I look around the booth, there's pictures of someone who, Walker Edmiston, who I loved and taught me a lot of stuff. And I have a picture of my husband, and I look outside and I see trees and I think, wow, they're awesome. And before you know it, in 5 minutes, you take your eyes off yourself, look to the Lord. Worship, singing worship songs is just, it doesn't change your circumstance, but it changes your attitude.
So good.
And if you trust God that he's going to take care of things, then you just get to sort of see how it's going to happen, and you do the best you can in any given moment, and be open to the opportunities. I'm preaching, but I feel really strongly about this.
It's so good.
Be open to the things that you might be blinded to. Ask God to open your eyes. Don't think, because when you look down at the ground and they go, everything's rotten, you're never going to see the things that are there.
That's so
you
good.
might trip over it even.
Yeah.
So I think, I can't speak for everybody. I just know that God is faithful. And if we're there to help each other and encourage and use the tools that he gave us to, focus on him, I'm telling you what, if the joy, one of my favorite verses, the joy of the Lord is my strength, right? Is your strength. And I want to be strong. So you can't be strong and be poopy. You got to be joyful.
Our guest today has been Katie Leigh. She is a legendary voice actress in Hollywood, and some of the voices of some of our favorite characters growing up on Saturday morning cartoons, afternoon cartoons, and the like. Katie, it really means so much to us that you'd take the time and be with us today. Your encouragement was outstanding. If you'd like to reach out to Katie or follow along on social media, you can do that by, they're going to throw it up on the screen right here. It's Katie Leigh VO is what her handle is on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and she does have a YouTube channel. It's just Katie Leigh, and her website is katieleigh.com. You can watch some of her clips of some of her characters and relive some of the highlights, and also keep up with what she's doing. She's appearing at cons and the like all over the place. Sometimes it's virtual, but she is just a real nice, awesome, real person, and that's the kind of people we like to have on the show, because she's making a difference and living her life and giving glory to Jesus while she's doing it. Katie, thank you so much for coming and being on the program today. We just watch everything you're doing and are always so excited because we know her. So
thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. I just got a text. Oops.
It's okay. You're good.
Oh, that we're gonna do some more Adventures in Odysseys.
Yay! We didn't even talk about that, and so that means you got to come back so we can talk extensively about that, because I know a lot of our audience knows that. Okay.
And by the way, if you put sour cream on your strawberries with some brown sugar, I am not kidding. You're gonna love it. You'll thank me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I'm gonna have to take that one by faith, and I'll try it.
See, I wasn't crazy mentioning sour cream.
We're coming out to the West Coast for Christmas, so maybe we'll see you and you can convince us. So.
All right. Okay. Sounds
Okay.
good.
All
See you
right.
later.
Give
Thank
our
you.
love to Vinny, and we'll
Bye-bye.
talk to you guys soon, okay?
All
That's
right.
Katie
Bye.
Leigh, and one of the best voice actresses in Hollywood. Man, we're so glad she had time for us today. Listen, tomorrow, Wednesday on the program, we got another great show planned for you. We've got President Bush impersonator and leadership speaker. He's a comedian, and he's going to be with us. John Morgan will be with us on Wednesday. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a great show. He's going to be here. I'm not joking. You'll believe that President Bush is with us when he's on. He's just spot on. I can't wait to have him. So for Jody and for Luke, another great show today. My thanks to Katie Leigh, who is just incredible. And we just appreciate all of you so much. Share the podcast today. Invite somebody to stop in and join it. We hope you found what you were looking for as you took the time today to expand your search and stop for directions. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for joining us today. Connect with us on @ExpandingYourSearch on Facebook and Instagram, and @ExpandingSearch on Twitter. Relive any of our episodes on YouTube. We are available wherever podcasts are found, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. You can also download the Direction Ministries app on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Take some time today to expand your search and stop for directions.